Okay, I believe this is right where I left off, walking right over here. So again, this is the 2.8 liter diesel, naturally aspirated, also known as the 3L. It came with factory air conditioning. This has a dual battery setup, 1 and 2. I got power brakes, I've got some kind of a filter for fuel, power steering, all the fun stuff. I've got a nut on there that's self-locking, so that's pretty cool. Standard issue from your local hardware store. But yeah, overall, not too crazy. It's a very simple motor. I'm very excited about that. It's nothing too fast, nothing too crazy. It's got a mechanical injection pump, so essentially all it needs is, as long as you have fuel and air, most likely it's gonna run. It's got some aftermarket electronics on there. So we got a high wattage relay and a switching unit. So at some point they had something on here. I see there was some stuff attached in there. I don't know what it was. There's a hitch up front too. It used to work on pulling boats around, so maybe they had like a winch hooked up to it. They could pull boats in from the water. Like I said, it came from Malta, so there's water pretty much everywhere around there. It's got a mechanical fan. I'd like to upgrade that to an electric fan, see if I can get rid of some of that parasitic draw and try and free up the 91 horsepower that it comes with. You know, set some of the ponies free, because I'm sure it hasn't lost any the 30 years it's been alive. Ooh. Looks like the timing belt was replaced in October of 20. That's cool. At about 30,000 kilometers ago. Not bad, not bad. I did notice this, but it still started. Hello, neighbor.
What's up, man?
I got the keys for you.
Nice truck.
Thanks. The cameo you wanted.
You turned Eva.
There you go.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Bye, pups. Bye, pups. But yeah, that's it. Nothing too crazy. The guy who owned it before me was a mechanic for the Army, and so he said that he did a couple once-overs on it, liked it. He only had it for a couple months before he sold it, because a friend of his moved, and so he picked it up for him. And yeah, at some point somebody sprayed something, but other than that, everything looks okay. Just the fact that everything on the bottom end is absolutely covered in oil. It's leaking from the front, from the back, from the power steering, from the front differential. The rear pumpkin is leaking. Yeah, it's got oil pretty much coming out of everywhere. But that means it's got oil. So I figured that's a good sign in and of itself. Let's take a peek at it. There's some signs of oil. Right. Like I said, this is an IFS, so it does not have a solid front end. Upper control arm, nice. Good. Drag link, I believe. I don't know. I'm not a mechanic per se, so I still have a lot to learn. There's a little bit of play in that. It'll be all right. Oh, there's a little bit more play in that. Shock is not attached very well at the front. We got disc brakes in the front, pretty fancy. It's kind of hard to see right now, but there is oil just absolutely everywhere inside there. And that steering stabilizer is something that I would like to replace. When you drive it, it pulls super hard to the left. Like if you're not actively steering to the right, it's trying to take you off the road. So that is definitely something to get figured out sooner rather than later. Do the same thing for the other side. Take a peek at that. Look, the guy said that I bought it from alignment, but I have a feeling it might need a little bit more than that. Ooh, that's a little noisy. That's fine. Both shocks, you know, it actually rides fairly well. It's really soft. I was expecting like a super harsh ride, but it is not. I don't know what brand those are. So, can't really see. Yeah. I was reading on paper inside saying that it had the bushings redone not too long ago. So, or not the bushings, but the freaking covers on there. It had like 700 euros worth of maintenance done, so that was 4 or 5 years ago. So that's cool. Maybe it's something that I'll get to do again. But yeah, one of the reasons why I really liked this truck in particular is there's hardly any rust. And that was the biggest thing. I came from a place that was in the rust belt, and so everything has rust. Everything was, you had to watch out or prevent or trade out if it got dangerous. So because these frame rails are boxed in, it's one of the reasons why the Hiluxes are as tough as they are, is because frame rails are completely boxed in. A lot of companies have gone to C channels to save weight, but in this case not so. Also, look how freaking beefy this freaking step is. It is quite nice. Even the cap mounts don't look half bad. In all honesty, if the whole engine would have just been an absolute turd, which it still could be, but if the engine was an absolute turd, I pretty much just wanted a mostly rust-free cab. So, we've got transmission G52 5-speed, the lightest of all of them. We have some kind of zip-tied overflow, maybe a radiator, I don't know. Four-wheel drive's not engaged, that's good, because that push button inside, the light doesn't come on, so I was wondering if it was like stuck in 4. That would have been highly unfortunate. I did a quick test on some dirt just to make sure, but you know, better safe than sorry. I don't know what this is. Looks like, it's held together with some kind of wire and a zip tie. Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. But look at that friggin' skid plate. Look how cute that is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no idea what this is. Maybe it was something from another truck. Couldn't tell you. There's a lot about this truck that I can't tell you about, because I just don't know. Scooch back a little bit. This truck has been greased so much. There's just grease absolutely everywhere. The exhaust freaking hangers are good. That's nice. The rubber's still nice. Yeah, it actually looks like somebody maintained. Yeah, okay, all right. Maybe that bushing is, or maybe that bearing needs a little bit of love. That's for the future. It actually drove pretty nice. Didn't really have any crazy vibrations other than, you know, trying to pull me off the road. We got leaf springs in the back. That's a good sound. Everything seems fine. Like I said, we got oil coming out of the pumpkin. There's some old shocks. Yeah, it's fine. It'll hold. It'll buff. We got, I think it's like a 2.5-inch exhaust. That's something I'd like to do, is put a 3-inch exhaust on it all the way and help it breathe. I don't really care about performance. It makes 91 horsepower. I'm not going to win any races anytime soon, but it would be nicer if it could breathe a little bit easier. Who knows? A spare. It's got air in it. That's nice. And again, it's a different brand than all of the other ones. That's what you like to see. We got some fluid leaking out of the plug in the pumpkin. That's fine. Fine. Skirt looks fine. Yeah. overall, really pretty happy with this. So this metal bumper that they put on, apparently, once you have the bumper put on, you have to go and get a safety inspection done. And so everything was done above board. I have a safety inspection for that bumper being installed. I don't know if that's a Malta thing or if I've just, installed things in an incredibly unsafe way my whole life. Couldn't tell you. But yeah, that's the underside of everything. Not too shabby. Looks like it's been sprayed with something. We got the hangers here. They look fine. Everything looked really solid. I looked at it when I first test drove it, but I'm not gonna lie, it was super hot out and I didn't stay for long. The guy before me, or before the last owner, hauled boats around, and so instead of putting a extension on this, he cut this out. So had to do something with that. Unknown. Seems like it'd just be easier to throw a couple washers in there. I don't know, couldn't tell you. But yeah, alright, let's start it up and listen to it. Cold start. Heater's off. Show it's all the way cold.